Hey Dan, it's still Christmas Eve, and we're standing outside of St Olaf Church. As I said, I would be taking some video. This church was dedicated to the King Olaf, like 9th century Swedish king, and was the center of the Scandinavian community here in Tallinn back in the 13th century. In fact, the church was built in the 13th century. It was rebuilt extensively in the 14th century, and it has burned almost completely, like 3 times, and that spire has been struck by lightning at least 10 times. When we first got here, you can see that new copper right there in the center of the screen. Some workers were up there on this really interesting looking scaffolding putting that new copper on, which I thought was a rather bold job at the end of December. So we'll quick make a circumambulate this. So the church was, as I said, part of the Scandinavian community until the Danes invaded, and then it became, I mean, it's always been I guess it really wasn't a Catholic church because there was no such thing as Catholics in the 12th century. But it was a Christian church, obviously. And when the Reformation came, then it ended up becoming a Lutheran church. And the Lutherans kept it until about 1950, at which time they decided they didn't need it anymore. I can't imagine why they would get rid of it, probably because it cost too damn much to keep it up. And it became a Baptist church, which it still is today. From the, like, I don't know, when did the communists take over, 40s or 50s? Until 1990, the KGB used it as a watchtower and as a radio tower, and literally they would put people up and keep an eye on what was going on. So, ooh, the door's open. But I know they really don't want you shooting video or pictures inside the churches, so I won't do that. Here, we'll keep walking around. I want to show you something on the backside. So anyway, so that's what yeah, like I said, the KGB used it, but it's still used by the Baptist Church today as part of their services. There's this cool thing to see over here, Beth. So anyway, so we'll just keep walking around this church. I always love how they, put the new in with the old. I can't imagine it had, obviously, downspouts before. The windows don't look like they've been much updated. Today? Little door. So anyway, it's get all the way around back almost to where we started from. And they had this, I don't know what this was originally. I haven't found anything to anybody or anything written down to tell me about it. But it's like it's like an old sepulcher, where obviously somebody was buried. No idea who. But yeah, that's pretty much the church. We've come around the entire thing, back almost to where the copper was. And yeah. Hey, there we go. Probably a traditional sound in this town. But anyway, this is probably the coolest aspect right here of this whole thing. Is right there, and I love it. So, I hope you're well. That's St Olaf Church, Vanalinn, Tallinn, Estonia. And there's my wife.